is a highly dynamic and distinguished individual. Is goal-oriented with a keen analytical mind. He's committed to continue learning. He has earned the years been able to bridge the gap to resources and resourcefulness. With his experience over the years, by God's grace, he has helped, still helping organizations bridge the gap between production and productivity, training and capacity development. He's on the board of a good number of organizations that are thriving in leadership exercise, spiritual, both the spiritual and psychological. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a round of applause in the chat as we welcome Mr. Dare Daramata to take us on the leadership topic this morning. You're welcome to class, Mr. Dare. We're glad and happy to have you in class with us. Take that from here while I speak the screen.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Edix. Thank you, everyone on board. You're welcome to this leadership. You are welcome on board. I know that at the end you'll be impacted, and the leadership quality, potentials in you will come to the fore for everyone to see. We are all created to be a leader. So you are a winner for you are here. I know we've been on this for the past 10 weeks. This is the 11th week. And I know that all that we've learned will make us great. It will patch so much in us. I will just implore us all not to relent. This is just the beginning. Let's make a fresh start, even as we focus more on becoming better and better every day. Leadership is all about continuous improvement, because you have to be above those who are leading. So you are welcome once again. I want to thank the boss here for the privilege, because it's a privilege talking to you again today. All right, if you can change to your video. Can we all put on our video? I need us to do something, so please put on your video. Can we quickly do that? Can we quickly do that? Let's put on our video.
The video has been muted.
Okay. Can't we all put on our video? Can we all do that, please? Okay. Good. I'm sorry if you don't want the background to be shown. I just wanted us to, I want to see if you are doing what I love that we do. Okay. Everyone. Okay, let me go with the few we have presently. But be sincere enough to tell me what you did after this. Can you all see me? You can unmute and talk. Can you see me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, we can see you.
I want you all to touch your chin, please.
We are touching
Are
the
you there?
chin.
Are you touching?
Yes,
I want you all to touch your chin. Okay, not everybody is doing that.
We are touching the chin.
Okay, please touch your chin. Touch your chin. I want you all to touch your chin. Okay. All right. Thank you. You can put off your video now. You can put off your video. You can put off your video. Thank you, everyone, for just doing that. Thank you for doing that. The question I want to ask you this morning is, when I asked you to touch your chin, what did you touch?
Chin.
Chin.
Okay. I saw Ajibike touching her cheek. Majority of you touched your cheek because you saw me touching my cheek. This is your chin.
Okay.
This is your cheek. So between this and this, which one did you touch? You all touch this instead
cheek
of this.
everybody go to. You no go know.
Why?
Because the psychology is the fact that you touched your cheek. So everybody, even though you said you should touch your chin.
Okay, that's the purpose for this particular session. That is why we are here today. That's why we'll be. Hello.
Yeah, here.
Please, you can all mute your mic, please. You can all mute your mic, please. Okay, that's why we are here. That's why we are here. Leadership. The reason why you all touched what I touched was because I led. I did something. And instead of you listening, you actually heard what I said, but you did not listen. You did because the virtual part was more, the pictorial part was more pronouncing than the verbal word I spoke. So you eventually did what I did, not what I was saying. That is why we have issues here all over the world, not only in Nigeria, not only in the institution or in any sector, but all over the world. Because leadership most time is about influencing people. I've just influenced you to do what I did, and not what I said. Okay? So I know we have someone changing the slides for us to see. I'm using the phone. I can't really share the slide with you from here. So please bear with me. So we're going into leadership as a training this morning. Transformation College has been into developing people. It's of business and technology in various ways. And I would love that you don't stop here. You enroll into most of their courses that are applicable to you so that you become a better you. Life is all about continuous improvement of your personality. And if you need to be a leader,
yeah,
hello, somebody saying something?
Yes, let me share the screen from here so it's easy for everybody.
Yeah, that I said. You can.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll share my screen.
All right. So I know all of us are leaders in one way or the other, whether you are influencing positively or negatively. Leadership has nothing to do with negative or positive, but whether you are on the negative side or positive side, leadership as a trait, leadership is universal. Leadership is something that most of us do without knowing. Leadership is something that is very key in this our generation, because we find out we have a lot of leaders in the past generations and generations that have gone. However, in our day, we have more of politicians, managers than leaders. So the question now is, who is a leader? Who is a leader? A leader simply is a person who influences a group of people towards the achievement of a goal. There is a goal to be achieved. There is something, there is a destination. Then a leader is one who influences. The influence part of it is key. So you need to underline it. Whether by any means you will influence the people to ensure that the goal set is achieved. That makes you a leader. That's who a leader is. There are mnemonics for leadership. There's a particular one we're going to consider here, and it's 3 P's. It's 3 P's. Number 1 P is purpose. There must be a goal. There must be something to achieve. That's the first P. Number 2 is the person, the leader. The leader who is looking at this goal. And the third are the people, those that the leader is influencing to achieve the goal. If you look at the screen, you will see that it's in a triangle. So the movement is from the leader with a purpose. From the leader, the person influencing the people. And if you see the arrow of influence, it's moving directly to achieve the purpose from the people to the purpose. So a leader is having his arrow directly towards purpose and people. The leader as a person is having his arrow towards the purpose and influencing the people towards the purpose. That is who a leader is. Let's look at the person. The person is the leader we are talking about. He's in a position of authority. He has an office of influence, an office where he influences people towards the goal, towards the purpose. Or that person is leadership is leadership a position of office or authority? That's the question. And the number 2 is, or is he a leadership, or is leadership an ability in the sense that he's a leader because he leads? So is it a position or an office or a place of authority? Is that what we call leadership? Is asking another question, is what we call leadership somebody who leads? So you will have the answer here, and the answer is no. A leader by its meaning is one who goes first and leads by example. So like I have shown you something, I was saying something else, I was giving an example that you followed. So I led, and what I led you to was an error. It was contrary to what I was saying. So a leader leads by example. Others are motivated to follow him. So to be a leader, a person must have a deep-rooted commitment to the goal that he will strive to achieve. It doesn't matter what. Even if nobody is following. If nobody is following him, he is committed to a goal that is ready to achieve. That is about the person. Let's look at the purpose. The leader has to be practical. A leader has to be realistic. It must be a visionary, an idealistic person. It must be a visionary. It must be an idealistic person. So it's not just someone who is big. He doesn't know where he's going. In management, we say, if you don't know where you are going, all road will lead you there. So if you have someone who doesn't know where he's going, he will simply lead people to nowhere. He will simply lead those who are following him to nowhere. The third P is people. To be a leader, one must have followers. There is a Yoruba song that says, I will explain it in English, don't worry. That if you have a follower, if you have warriors who are fighting the battle with you, just look behind you. You will see if you have or you don't. So the people are key, the follower, those who are following. There are great examples in the Holy Book, the Bible. You saw David from nowhere, had so many, and they were eventually called the great men of David. You also have several other examples. In our day, we have people, leaders
a lot of people who can kill themselves because of that particular person, because they are following. Because they are following. So to have followers, you must have their trust. So how do you win the trust of the people? Why would others trust you in the first place? What are you bringing to the table that will make them say, oh, I trust this person with my life. I trust this person with my substance, my resources, my money, my all. So most important, are you worthy of their trust? Yeah, even if they give that trust to you, are you worthy of that trust? Are you someone who is trustworthy? What then is leadership? What is leadership? Leadership is the ability to develop a vision that motivates others to move with a passion towards a common goal. The ability to develop a vision that motivates others to move with a passion towards a common goal. That is leadership. A passion is developed, a vision is developed, a purpose is developed. And this purpose motivates people around, people who wants to ensure that they are part of it. They motivate them to follow. They move with passion to achieving this goal. That is leadership. We want to look at management. From my own knowledge, technically I'm a management student, having gone through business management and administration in the institution before crossing to economics. I know what management is rooted, deeply. So management in the real sense is getting things done through and with people. Management is getting things done through and with people. However, whichever way, you get it done through and with people. That is management. That is management. But yeah, from a standard definition, management is simply means the process of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling the organizational operations to realize certain group goals. So management is a process of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling all resources of the organization to achieving the organizational goal. So we want to look at management and leadership, how synonymous they are. Are they? Are they synonymous? The answer is no. Because a manager may not necessarily be a leader. A manager may not necessarily be a leader. A manager may not be a leader in the sense that he's not able to win the trust and confidence of his subordinates, and the subordinates do not look up to him for support and guidance. However, a good manager, in order to be more successful, must possess the quality of an effective leader. So if you really want to manage and manage well, you must possess the quality of an effective leader. However, a leader needs to be a manager because he needs to manage man, he needs to manage machine, he needs to manage materials, he needs to manage money. So as a leader, you must be able to manage all of these M's. There are 4 M's majorly. You need to manage man, you need to manage materials, you need to manage the machine that is used, the equipment that are used, you need to be able to manage the finance, money. These are very, very key. So it is not essential for a leader to be appointed formally or have some formal authority. There can be leaders of employees group who are not managers. You just find among the employees one who is standing out because of the leadership trait in him. And his voice is the voice of the rest. Even though he's not the manager. But the trait of leadership in him has brought into fore a position of leader. So it is essential that a person, to be an effective manager, must be an effective leader. But a strong leader can sometimes be a weak manager. Yeah, there are so many leaders are too emotional at a point, and they really don't get to manage some of the resources in their disposal as they should. Okay, so let's look at leadership and management in comparison. Number one point here we need to note is a leader produces change and movement, while a manager or management produces order and consistency. Establishes direction, leadership establishes direction, creates a vision, clarifies the big picture, sets strategies. While management does the work of planning and budgeting, establishing agendas, set timetable, timelines, allocate resources. Number two, leadership aligns people, communicate goals, seek commitment, build teams, coalition, and alliances. Leaders also motivate and inspires, energizes, empowers subordinates and colleagues, satisfy unmet needs. While management does the work of organizing and staffing, meaning it provides structure, it makes job placement, establish rules and procedure, and management also does the work of controlling. Develop incentive, generate creative solutions, make corrective action. Okay. Sorry, I have to move out of the verification. Let's look at leadership styles. We have several leadership styles. Then we'll be looking at some few ones here. Can you hear me? Okay, so leadership style. We have several styles. We'll be looking at some few ones here. Autocratic or authoritarian leadership, we look at paternalistic leadership, we look at participative or democratic leadership, we look at laissez-faire leadership, we look at a freelance. This is just giving you free will to do whatever, and eventually become when there are conflicts, make resolution, and you still leave them to do the work the way they want it done. We give them free will. Okay, so let's go to number one: autocratic or authoritarian leadership. Autocratic or authoritarian leadership. An autocratic leader takes all the decision himself. He's all by himself. It's in the position, is in the authority. He doesn't listen to what others. He doesn't bother himself seeking the opinion of the subordinate. The subordinate opinion doesn't count to him. He does not consult the subordinate. Once he gives an order, he wants it carried out. We don't question his decision.
Hello, Mr. Dare, are you still there?
Sorry.
Please, we cannot hear you.
Okay, so characteristic, centralization of authority is everything is all about it. Decision making, control, communication is rigid. Everything is all about it. We have three types of this autocratic leadership or authoritarian leadership. Number one is strict autocrat. We have benevolent autocrat. We have incompetent autocrat. We have incompetent autocrat. There are 3 of them. Let's go to the second one, the second style of leadership. That is paternalistic leadership. Paternalistic leadership, yeah, even though it's authoritarian in nature, it has a consideration for his subordinate. He at least carried the subordinate along. Majority of the work is centered on him. However, he takes care of his subordinate. Unlike the autocrat, the authoritarian. Instead of pressure, he encourages his subordinates. He treats his followers as members of his family. He promises to fulfill their needs if they work hard and achieve their goals, and he works towards achieving these. He is a superior leader rather than an autocratic leader. Successfully in Japan, that's what they practice in Japan, their culture. The third one is laissez-faire or free rein leadership. This type of leadership allows the group to establish its own goals, decision-making, authority given to the subordinate to make decisions. It doesn't direct at all. It just leave the subordinate to do to work according to their space, according to their so decision-making lies more on the subordinate. It's also known as permissive style leadership because the subordinates are permitted to run and work according to how they feel it should be done. All that he cares about is the goal, achieving the goal at the end of the day. It interferes only during crisis. This is more successful when the subordinates are highly competent. We have people who are qualified in many ways. You have this type of leadership coming into, becoming successful. Participative or democratic leader, just like the name, everyone is permitted. They permit subordinates to participate in decision making. He's not leaving it to them. He's making decisions, yet he's asking for their input. So there are input from subordinates when decision is to be made. The final decision is the combined effort of all, not one person making decision for all. Main feature is decentralization of authority, group decision making, and two-way communication. It goes from top to bottom and bottom to top. So there is a two-way communication. It allows sufficient freedom to talk to him, so you can it's approachable. You can work for him and bear your mind to him. Considered to be more effective than other styles because you rub minds together with the subordinate. That sense of ownership and belonging is there because they are equally part of all that is happening. They are carried along, they are part of the decision. So that sense of ownership, that sense of responsibility is there for them. Let's look at other types of styles of leadership. Number one is value-based leadership. Another one is people-oriented leadership. We have task-oriented leadership, women leadership. We have it all across the world. We have global leadership who are not local. They are not limited to their national. They are both leaders home and abroad. They are internationally recognized as leaders because they impact internationally. We have four factors of leadership. I initially have a video to share with us, but because I can't share my screen presently, maybe I can download, then it can be sent to everyone later. 4 factors of leadership. Number 1 is the leader. Number 2 is the follower. Number 3 is communication. Then The last one is situation. Factors of leadership. The leader, he communicates to the follower, and the communication comes back to the leader from the follower when there is a situation. Factors. Leader, you must have an honest understanding of who you are, what you know, and what you can do. So to be successful, you have to convince your followers, not your superiors, that your followers can follow you, that you are someone they can follow, trust and follow. Then the followers on their part must know, on the part of the followers, you must know those that are following. You must know your people. You must know those that are your followers. The fundamental starting point is having a good understanding of human nature, such as their needs, emotion, what motivates them. You must know what they are going. You must understand how to bring the best out of them. The incentive you need to introduce part-time, so that the goals are achieved, and not just achieved, they are achieved efficiently. Efficiently. There's a difference between effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness is getting it done. However, it's done. However, whenever. But efficiency consider what we call cost-benefit ratio. It looks at how it is done, the cost of getting it done, bringing down that cost of getting it done to the barest minimum, yet bringing out the best quality as a result. Then the communication. Non-verbal communication is leading. You don't need to say everything you want them to do. Leading by example. Communicate more. When we started, what I showed you was touching my chin, and I asked you to touch your chin. But my communication verbally did not get through to you. The non-verbal one was what you did. So as leaders, what we do speaks more to our followers than what we say. Followers tend to follow more of the examples you give, not what you do. That is why you will see some people, they will have to bring down their hair, do some hairstyle, according to how their leaders, the style of dressing of the leader, you see followers going about dressing that way. Situation. We must use our judgment to decide the best course of action and the leadership style needed for each situation. What we do in that situation or in the situation will not always work in another. That is why we need to be dynamic. The solution, the process that gives a particular report here may not necessarily give you the report in the next situation. That is why it is important that as a leader, you are dynamic. As a leader, you approach a situation according to the situation, not according to what you know or a particular solution you have given to a particular situation before. A new situation you approach with a new approach. Yeah, the experience is there. You can use the experience, but you must ensure that the style you use is different, so that you don't come into an error. Leadership skills. Leadership is major leadership skills we need. Number one is cognitive, technical. Number two, personal. Number three, then character. These four are key. They are fundamental. They are fundamental leadership skills. Cognitive skills. There is need for a leader to understand the internal and external environment so that decision making will be with sound reasoning and communication will be effective. So a leader needs a cognitive skill. I used to say this, that as a leader, you must know something about everything and everything about something. You must be rounded. You must be rounded. You must know what is happening around you, even as you know what is happening internally. You must make sound decisions. At the same time, you must communicate effectively. That's cognitive skill. Technical skill. A leader knows about an organization and job-related activities. What you do, what the followers are to carry out, you must know about it. You can't be a novice in what you are leading. As a leader, if you are in the mechanical department, you must know about mechanical engineering, about the tools you are fixing and everything. As a leader, you must know about it. You must have the technical knowledge of what you do, of that job that you do. There's interpersonal skills. You must be able to relate with others, other departments, other individuals. You must be able to relate with them. As a leader, you need the ability to interact with others effectively, because you need others to do what you do. They might not be your followers, but you must be able to interact with them to get whatever you need to get done through and with them. Then character. This is core. It is core because you can have all these other skills. If character is lost, you will lose all. It is fundamental belief because it drives behavior in variable situations. It drives how you respond and not react. There's a difference between response, and reaction. So to respond, you must have a calculative way. You have seen through the situation. The reaction is just sometimes spontaneous, without reasoning. But a leader, you need to sit down, you evaluate your action, you evaluate your even inactions. Character is key, is a core value. Fundamentals of leadership. Fundamentals of leadership. Even though we started a little behind the time, and some people are just joining, the slide will be made available for you to go through, but you need to have understanding of what we're going through, because you will have some few tests at the end of the slide. Fundamentals of leadership. Uniting people around an exciting aspirational vision. That is fundamental. You need to unite people around an exciting, you have a vision already. You need to unite people around it, making them to aspire to achieve the vision, the goal, the purpose. Building a strategy for achieving the vision by making choices about what to do and what not to do. You need to build a strategy around achieving the vision that you have established. You must know where to go, your pros and cons, what you need to do, what you need not to do, so that the vision will be achieved. Then you set this before all of them, they know. When the vision is, the moment you have the vision, it has to be something that they can run with. Write it down, make it plain, must be achievable. It must be something that is simple for them enough to understand. Attracting and developing the best possible talent to implement the strategy. As a leader, now I will say this, that one way to know the type of leader you are is the type of followers around you. You want to know who you truly are, then check those who are your followers, because you attract what you are. You really attract what you are. You can't attract someone else, because what you give that will bring the attraction, and you can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. So attracting and developing the best possible talent to implement the strategy is a fundamental of a leader. It's a leadership fundamental. You must be able to attract as much as good talent to be able to carry out the strategy for achieving the goal, the vision. Relentlessly focusing on the result in the context of the strategy. I must be on the goal. Knowing where you are going and setting your head. A leader is focused. You have a result in your head, and you are following through with the result. There will be a lot of distraction from everywhere. There will be a lot of distraction from everywhere. But you must be focused relentlessly, because at the end, a leader must be able to achieve the set goal. A leader must be able to achieve the set goal. Creating ongoing innovation that will help reinvent the vision and strategy. You create ongoing innovation. You must be innovative. It's fundamental for a leader to be innovative. Do something in a new way, in a way that is different. You are creative, improving on the result you have achieved, because leadership and achievement of goal is procedural. So once you are able to achieve one, you move into the next and the next. Leading yourself. Listen, as a leader, if you cannot lead yourself, you can't lead anybody. A leader must be able, anyone who is called into leadership must be able to first lead himself. What are your achievements? What have you done with yourself? What are the goals you set for yourself and personally you've been able to achieve? All of these are traits that attract people. Oh, I have seen this, I've seen that. He has done this, he has done that. It attracts. Leading yourself. Now, let me say this. Apologies to some of us. Many of us know MC Olowo. Who are the followers of MC Olowo? You will be, you know that they attract those who are around them. As a leader, like I said earlier, what you attract is who you are. So if you don't lead yourself in a particular way, there's no way you can lead others in that way. So leading yourself is very key. Knowing and growing yourself so that you can most effectively lead others and carry out these practices. You must be committed to continuous personal improvement. Continuous personal improvement. If in a year you don't have something that improves you mentally, if in a year you don't have something that develops you in every way, something that can bring other streams of income to you, if you are relying on more, I mean, you need to continuously improve on what you do. So let's look at the attributes of a leader. What are the attributes of a leader? What are those things you see that makes you say this is a leader? Number one, guiding vision. There's a vision that guides a leader. It's not just vague. Like I said earlier, if you don't know where you are going, all road will lead you there. Guiding vision. The effective leader establishes achievable goals. As a leader, when you want to see the attributes, if you really want to know who a leader is, you will see that individual having a goal that is achievable. not something that he will be talking years after he's still on it, not even starting at all. An achievable goal is established. That's who a leader is. Number two is passion. Passion. Somebody said sometimes ago that Dangote has this factory. He has that. Now, is it that it's passion for cement and the rest? And I was just laughing. Passion is more than the product. Your passion is more than there are so many products of passion. The passion is more than the product. Effective leaders believe passionately in their goals. They have a positive outlook on who they are and they love what they do. That is the passion. Committed, giving everything, loving what you do. That is one attribute of a leader. Another attribute is integrity. Integrity. They don't say a thing now and they are saying another the next. No. Because they know who they are. Effective leaders are also aware of their weaknesses. They only make promises they can follow through with. They follow through on whatever they have said. Because an attribute of a leader is integrity. Integrity. Another attribute is honesty. Leaders convey an aura of honesty in both their professional and their personal lives. Honesty. They are honest. They will not add what is not theirs to theirs. They are honest. They tell you the truth as it is. They are honest. Then trust. Trust is another attribute of a leader. Effective leaders earn the trust of their followers and act on behalf of their followers. Their followers believe in them and they are comfortable with whatever decision they take because they trust them. They've earned their trust over time. Another attribute is curiosity. Leaders are learners. They are curious to get to know more. So they learn, they keep improving on themselves in order to achieve the set goal. So they go all the way. They learn from everything and everyone. And whatever learning gap that is there for them to, they go for it. They look for a way of filling the gap. They find out what they need to know in order to pursue their goals. Risk. Leaders are risk takers. Effective leaders take calculated risk. Whenever it's necessary in order to achieve their goals, they take risk. If a mistake is made, the effective leader will learn from the mistake and use it as an opportunity to explore other avenues. So I used to say this and tell people, I don't fail. I don't fail. No. I've never failed in whatever I do. You know why? Even if I can't achieve a goal, I'll learn from it. It's not a failure to me. There's a lesson to be learned. So that the same error, the same mistake committed that made me not to be able to achieve that particular goal is not repeated. So I don't lose in any way, I gain. That's why I don't fail. Because there is always something to gain in every experience. Dedication. Dedication. The leader gives himself or herself entirely to the task when it is necessary. A leader is dedicated towards the task. It's not being seen here, tomorrow somewhere else. Once there is a task to be done, you see the leader getting himself involved. This is this next attribute is very key. Charisma. Charisma. A leader needs this because nobody wants to have a baby, an immature person as a leader. Charisma makes you respected, a respectable somebody. So it is key that a leader is charismatic. It conveys maturity, respect for your followers, compassion, a fine sense of humor, and a love for humanity. That is a leader. Charisma. Listening. A leader doesn't just hear things. You listen, you hear with your ears, your 2 ears, but you listen with your heart. Attention is given. You listen with your heart. You hear with your ears. Majority of the things you hear with your ears, you may not remember. But when you listen with your heart, you are able to evaluate what you are hearing and be able to bring out decision cogent point out of it for decision making. Okay, let's go to the 7th secret of inspiring leaders. Leaders who are inspiring, what are their secrets? We'll look at 7. Number 1 is igniting your enthusiasm. You need to be inspired before you can inspire anyone. You can't give what you don't have. So you cannot inspire unless you are inspired. You cannot inspire unless you are inspired. Number 2, navigate a course of action. Navigate a course of action. You navigate a course of action. Nothing extraordinary ever happened without a leader articulating a vision, a course of action. I will quickly rush through the rest because of the time. You need to set the benefit. Let them know all that they are to gain. From what you are pushing to them. You need to paint a picture. People always see the pictorial. I told you to open up your video so that you see me, and you are influenced by what you saw. So you must be able to paint a picture of what you want people to achieve. Invite participation. Invite teams for their opinions or pitch new ideas. Reinforce optimism is a force multiplier. Optimism is a force multiplier. Encourage potential. You need to encourage potential. Let's look at trait theory. I'm running up. Should be done in 2-3 minutes. Trait theory. It's also called great man theory. What characteristics of trait makes a person a leader? Looking at this. And this trait, I want sound physique, intelligence, empathy, maturity, self-confidence, foresight and vision, objectivity, decisiveness, responsibility, human relation attitude. You have to be relational. All of these traits or characteristics are what makes a leader a leader. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You don't have it. So leadership isn't about age, but rather leadership is about influence, impact, and inspiration. You don't have to be 100 years to lead. It's not about when you are born or how you are born. It is about the influence, the impact, the inspiration people get from you. Thank you. I hope with this few points of mine, I've been able to bring to forth what leadership is. Thank you for your time. And we have question and answer. You have the questions. Please, we're open to answer questions. Wow, everybody, have you gotten anything out of this? You can comment, send your comment if you've gotten anything out of this. If knowledge has been added to you, pass your comment. Let's see. Mercy, I can't hear you. I don't know. Your mic is not muted, but I think you are saying something, but I can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can still hear you.
Mercy, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me, ma. All right.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So please, I don't know if anyone has a question. Okay, please, we have a question here, Mr. Derek. The question says, In a situation whereby the followers respect the manager more than the leader, what will you advise, sir?
Mercy, I didn't hear you.
Can you
I know
hear
you are
me?
saying something.
Okay, Mr. Daramola, the question says,
Hello.
can you hear me, Mr. Daramola?
Is it from my end or is can somebody hear Mercy? She's passing a message that I can.
Yes, Mr. Daramola, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mr. Daramola, can you hear? Okay, I guess it's from your
It's
end.
from my end.
Yes, I guess it's from your end because Mercy's voice is clear and I can hear her, and I guess every other person can hear me on the phone, right? And we have a question for you.
Sorry, I can't hear anyone. Is it the network from my end or something?
Yeah, it could be the network from your end, right? But we do have.
But can you hear me? If you can hear me, just okay. There are questions here on the chat. Let's just quickly address them. You have a link sent to the chat. Please fill them. Please fill them. Fill the attendance is sent to the chat. Please fill. Okay. Now, the first question here is, in a situation whereby the followers respect the manager more than the leader, what will you advise, sir? Okay, so you need to first of all go back to the definition of who a leader is and who a manager is. Now, a leader, like we have said, is someone who influences. Once he's able to influence you, it simply means you respect him. There is no way you can, someone influences you and there will be no respect there. Because it's not forced on you. Leadership is not forced. Managerial position can be forced on you. You don't choose who your manager is. The leadership, you choose who your leader is. So that is respect in its place. There are things, traits that makes you make him a leader. So there is no way you have a leader, you call someone a leader to you, and you don't respect. But because of the position of a manager, because he can query you, he can sack you, he can do all of that, the respect is there for the office of the manager, because you know he has the authority and power to do and undo. The leadership is not about the position, not about the office. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's much more than that. So I hope that clears the question. Oh, this is the second question. Said, throughout your lecture, I noticed you personalize leadership as a him. Why is that, please? No. Leadership is not a gender. It's not a gender thing. It's not a gender thing. Leadership is. It can be. You can even be a woman, a woman leader leading women. It can be women leader leading women. So leadership is not about an individual. All right, I think these are the questions, the few questions. Okay. Can someone, okay. I think the questions are answered. Leadership is general. And I remember also saying he or she, but if you notice that it's no problem that leadership is of both gender. It's not gender specific. Either a male or female can be leader. It's a trait that can be in any. Okay. If there are no other questions, Edith, I hand over to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dare. That was an insightful one. Thank you. Without further ado, we will be welcoming our next trainer to take us on ISO 29100. That is talking about privacy management. So